Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you a new system I just got. I don't know if you remember or saw my other video, but I got 19 different fruit trees and I finally put it on an irrigation system because dragging a hose to each tree after every hour and a half got real old. Well, the same thing came with fertilizing every tree. I had like 15 of these empty vinegar bottles, and I would mix up 1.5 ounces Medina, and you've seen this other stuff in my other videos. This is really good stuff. I put 1.5 ounce in each one of these, and super thrive. It's okay. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I put 4 drops of this eyedropper here. But anyway, I had 15 or so of these jugs to each tree. Pour a little bit, go to the next tree, let that soak down. Pour some more to the next tree. Wait a few minutes, let that soak into the ground. I had enough of that because that was just too time consuming. Plus, keeping all these bottles in the garage takes up a lot of space. My previous house, I had one of these systems, the Easy Flow fertilizing system. Now this is actually designed for the chemical fertilizer, and is actually comes in a powdered form. But the directions do say you can fill with any liquid, organic, or dry soluble fertilizer. So it doesn't have to be their chemical fertilizer. Now at my other place, it did work pretty decent. Grass was always green, but it wasn't the healthiest. That's when I kind of kicked over into the organic side at this property. Anyway, this is the first time. I just got it in the mail. First time using it. You know, it doesn't look like it. I got a little of the fertilizer on the side of that. Now, on my system, each emitter is a 5 gallon an hour emitter. And since the flow is restricted, I got to cut it down per their instructions. And these got these discs here. I'm using 95 gallons of water per hour on my drip system, so I have to insert this white disc, which is good for 60 to 120 gallons per hour. So if I ever increase my irrigation line with more trees and I surpass the 120 gallons an hour, then I can just quit using these discs. Here's a black one, and that's good from 30 to 60 gallons per hour. And then I got this red one, which is for 7.5 to 30 gallons per hour. And that goes in just right here. It's a little flow restrictor. It goes in here. And I'll show you this, all is connected here. The fresh water comes in through this tube, mixes and picks up some of the concentrated fertilizer, comes back out through this tube. Now the other stuff I used to use was green, so you can see it turn green and stuff. So, and this stuff is more of a black, as you can see in the bottom of this one. So this should be turned in this hose a darker color. Now also, on the top of the unit, there's a little control valve. It says slow, medium, and fast. That breaks down to slow 2/3 teaspoon per gallon of water dispense. The number 1 setting goes up to 1 1/3 teaspoon per gallon. 2 is 1 tablespoon per gallon. And the fast is going to be 2 tablespoons per gallon. So I'm not really sure which way it is. There's not a whole lot of help out there in figuring out how to do that, since you're using somebody else's product instead of Easy Flow's chemical product. And these folks didn't design their product go into another system. So basically what I did, 19 trees, and I fertilized at 1.5 ounce per tree. So that 19 trees, I forget now, it came out to just under 30 ounces total I put in here. And then on this here I put 4 eyedropper fulls. So that was equivalent of doing 1.5 and 4 drops 19 times. So it's still going to get the right amount of fertilizer regardless of put all up in here, it does water evenly throughout the whole system. So I'm not worried about one tree getting too much and the tree at the end of the line not getting any of it. So but that's how I figured out how I was going to adjust it. Now on their chemical stuff that they go sell with it, it says right here, 1 pound for every 3,000 square feet, and that is yard, what they're talking about. Like I said, there's really no equivalent for fruit trees from going from not using their product, using this product. So I just used the exact same amount I would have used if I gone back to the 1 gallon jugs. Just put it all in here. Put everything up, filled it full of water. The next step is we're going to go hook it up, turn it on, and I will show you it in operation. Okay, it's all connected. I actually turned the amount a little bit slower than I thought I would. I always let my system run for an hour and a half in all these trees. So after an hour and a half, I'll come back, shut her down, as long as the pup approves, and go from there. But this is going to be a big time saver and everything. Again, if you have a question, that's the easy flow system. Don't know a whole lot of it, especially on the technical side. I'm kind of winging it like I was mentioning. But hey, I hope it helps. Take care. God bless. Alright folks, well, I'm going to add a little bit more to this video than planned. After I ran it the first time, I remember I told you I was going to put the settings here. I think it was like between 1/2 and 1 or whatever it was. Well, I changed my mind. Now you can see it's going to be fast. It's going to be at the max rate it can go. After I ran it for an hour and a half, I disconnected it, as you see it is now, and the water still had product. It was very weak and very diluted, but it was pretty brown. Let me see if I can get a little light in there. It might help. It's coming out on video, it might not. You can see the water's right to the very tip top there, and you can see that bottom ledge inside there. So that shows you that it is has no product. That's just pure straight water. When I pulled it off after the hour and a half run, it was still brown very lightly, but you could barely see that inside lip. So what I'm going to do different again is going to be on the fast setting, and also instead of an hour and a half, I'm going to give it a 2-hour run. 5-gallon emitters instead of doing 7.5. It's going to be a 10-gallon dump, and most likely that's going to be enough to run it out. Hopefully it is not, then it'll be on the next time with just a watering. Number 2 thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit of plumbing silicone, and I'm going to lube up this O-ring. When it gets down on there pretty tight, it's a little bit difficult for it to come off, and a little silicone should help do that. Don't use Vaseline, as that deteriorates rubber. I use the silicone on all my plumbing rubber gaskets, and most of my ammo cans. I don't know if you saw the ammo can prep. On that one, I actually did use Vaseline, but it wasn't for nothing long term. That was just a toolbox. But I won't be using that anymore. It's always going to be just silicone. The third thing I'm going to do is on the fittings. One, as you can see, Teflon tape all the fittings. More importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a quick disconnect on the whole setup. Just, it was a little bit too much trouble. Got a little points on there where it bound a little bit. A little nervous of breaking off the plastic, because you see that in the filter. That's all plastic. So I'm going to invest into a good quick connect setup so I can snap it on and snap it off. Should eliminate a lot of problems. Okay, well there you go. Take care. God bless.